Greetings everybody and welcome back to Daddy DeGrand, the Granddaddy Plays Pyre. Let's jump straight back into the game and see if my suspicions about Sandalwood all come true. Because, as I've said last time, I don't trust that woodman, I don't trust him one bit, and I'm pretty sure that having him around will come back to bite me eventually. For now, let's go into the Black Wagon. Nobody waiting in here for me. Interesting. In that case, we will continue our journey. Hope for the best. At dawn, Wolfred is already up. He reveals to you a pathway through the woods into the cold lands to the north, beyond which lies your next destination. Let's see that pathway then. Sklorian Shore. Wolfred revealed this to be the one path through the woods into the north. I mean, sure. Let's see that path then. Oh, it's getting frosty in here. Getting cold. I like the cold quite a bit, so I'm absolutely okay with that. That our destination? You get clear of the woods at last and arrive in lands grown cold in the shadow of Mount Elodiel. You will have to make it all the way to the top. In a moment of respite, Wolfred calls everyone together to discuss matters pertaining to the rites and the plan to which he alluded. Oh, okay. You better blow me out of this world now. You banded together with a common faith that freedom from the downside is not impossible, am I correct? But let me ask you something. What does freedom even mean to you? He looks in your direction as he asks, defying you to answer. You cannot sense his own thoughts on the subjects, and only know the truth of how you feel. What does freedom mean to me? Oh, it's getting deep now. Doing what you want. Freedom means being able to make decisions on your own terms. Achieving inner peace. Freedom means having a clear conscience and a carefree heart. Having no master. Freedom means answering to no one's will other than your own. Going where you please. Being able to go where the heart yearns, without restriction and without fear. To feel true love. Freedom means not having one's strongest feelings and emotions repressed or rebuffed. Living without fear. Freedom means living alive without concern for others' judgment or approval. Nothing at all. It's just an empty goal to chase, to give one's life a false sense of meaning. I gotta say, I think there's a lot of truth to most of these options. Freedom means not being forced into responding to something. You know what? I take that one. I will take that one because that is actually the closest thing to actual freedom we can achieve right now. The only one out of these options is somehow to feel true love, because in my opinion love is actually pretty restricting. Your thoughts on freedom are your own. You hold Wolfred's gaze but do not answer him. You feel the tension growing, but at last he breaks the silence on his own. So, freedom means you can defy me, is that it? Well, I suppose it does. Or perhaps you haven't spared the subject any real thought, or don't know what you think I wish to hear. No matter, I pose the question to get you to think. He then turns his attention to the whole group. Now, let me tell you all what freedom means to me. Freedom means to live life without fear. Okay, there was actually an answer being offered to me. To be able to indulge one's curiosities and passions, at least the ones that cause no harm to others, without the constant threat of judgment and reprisal. That sounds like an amalgamation of all the answers he offered. And the funny thing is that him saying, at least the ones that cause no harm, is technically a restriction to freedom, which basically tells that there is still no true freedom to be had here. And there's the whole other sub-discussion if true freedom is even all that desirable. Because there are a lot of people who do not do well with absolute freedom. They need some restrictions in their life. They need some kind of discipline, some kind of doctrine to keep them going in their everyday life, you know? Freedom means not being made a criminal for what you know, or whom you love, or what you choose to think, or not think. That's a good point. He looks out towards the distant mountains. Within the next few days, your time in exile could come to an end. You could see the Commonwealth once more. And you'll be exalted there, given the highest honor, the opposite of how you got here. But you would not be truly free, I think. At the least, you would become complicit to an ancient system that would deign to cast down others such as you. It is a system whose well-intentioned founding principles have long been lost, and the 8 scribes, if they are out there still, have made quite clear they shall not intervene firsthand. That is where you come in. He turns to me and everyone again, looking to each of us. Long have I wished to gather such a group, that together you might see that seeking freedom only for yourselves is too modest of a goal. You share a higher calling now. The plan, then, is this. We free each other from the downside through the rites, then we meet up on the other side. We organize. Each new moon at dusk, we join together at the Spiral Sanctum. We need as many of us there as possible. My agents on the other side shall explain the rest. The burned down remains of the old capital of the Commonwealth. The remains stand as a warning to those who would seek to spread forbidden knowledge. I mean, he actually answered a question that I asked myself just this morning. Who even guarantees that if we make it out of this situation back to the Commonwealth, that we aren't thrown back in here immediately? Apparently you're being honored, so let's just take his word for granted there. You're plotting a revolt. Just so, I'm asking a lot. You do have other options. Deceit, however, is none of them. The reader and myself, you know by now that we can see through it. But you need not to be part of this, nor is it in my interest to coerce you. You may go your own way if you wish. Live out your remaining days here, like so many others. So, if anyone among you prefers that, if you cannot see yourself continuing to strive together in the Commonwealth, as you are doing here, then speak now. Wolfred pauses for a time, examining each member of the group. No one stirs. I was actually kinda expecting Rookie to do it. Very good. Some of you consider yourselves friends, some others not. But all of you are bound together through the rites, and are integral to our plan. Remember that. You seek true freedom, you will not find it waiting for you in the Commonwealth. But together, you can bring it about, both for yourselves and others. That is my promise. Then he lets out a long breath. That's it. I ask you all to think on this, and let's reconvene along our journey to the summit. Wolfred turns toward the mountains, leaving you to consider what he said and plot the wagon's northward path. The Myr Pass, huh? Let's go. Let's go. It looks like animals sleeping there. Big chunky animals. Beyond lies Mount Alodiel. I suggest we make camp here at the base of the mountain, for we shall need our spirits and our strengths to make the ascent. Alright, the Beyonder Crystal seeks Tizo. It's interesting. And he wants to speak to me, but you know what? You can wait, boy. My lovely reader comes to me again. To what do I owe the pleasure? Let's ask what is on her mind first. How very kind of you to visit me again like this, oh lovely reader. For I was just standing about in the blackness of this void, thinking it would be most pleasant if something were to happen for a change. There was a long period of time that this incarceration of mine failed utterly to do anything but bring me peace of mind. Not much of a punishment. I invite you to imagine an upbringing among the Sisters of the Ark, living on the outskirts of civilization. Your days all full of training which could kill you or just cripple you for life. An ancient band of killers, trained almost from birth to carry out their missions without fail. All the sisters needed was a name and a sum of 500 soul up front. How do you suppose I lost my sight? Through a glorious battle with the scribes? Or in a careless sparring session with my master? Ah, but I have not forgotten enough just yet. In any case, at first I welcomed the prospect of not having to struggle every moment to survive. But in less than 2 centuries, I started to grow terribly bored. It did not help at all that the Nightwings of the early days were the stodgiest lot you could imagine, obsessed with obeying the book as strictly as they could. Some of them started to remind me of myself, I think, when I was young. Such idiots, a lot of them. But what am I saying, lovely reader? I shall not bore you further with such matters. I would have bored myself to death back then, if only I could die. Like so many other things, I think mortality is something oft taken for granted, until it is taken away. So given your mortality, let's say that we get back to business here. Alright, let's see that we can do the trial for Tiso. I shall gladly oblige, my reader. Who is to be the lucky one this time? It is Tiso. Yeah, let's go with him. You ask Sandra to administer one of her special trials for Tiso. I dare think I remember something of that imp. He certainly stood out from all of this ilk. Although that really is not saying much. Well, let us bring him forth. Tiso soon appears in heat of the summons. Krikiki. He seems to be prepared for whatever lies ahead. I think this is going to be another 1v3. That has to be the common variable in here. Imps such as Tiso, yeah, I know that. The apparition, Sandra appears and unfastens her mask. Listen well, imp, you answer to me here. Krihawk. Tiso indicates his understanding and is prepared to begin Sandra's trial. You know the formalities, of course. Show me then what you have learned thus far about the words. Here in this trial it shall be just you, my beyonders, and your lovely reader. Let us see now how you fare. Whom am I facing? Those guys, huh? Oh. Ah, he banished me. Bad. Very bad, but I'm coming back pretty soonish here. And he jumped over me very fast. Ooh, safe return there. And I'm done for. Oh, these guys are making it pretty hard on me. Yeah, this isn't going too good. Took one out. Oh, he jumped! Oh no, that... Tiso's going to be the one I'm going to lose with here. That jump is ridiculous! Okay, I need to be able to block them. There we go. Okay, now I start to understand what they want from me, but I lost anyway. Ah, that's a bummer. Glorious defeat. At least Sandra's having a smug smile on her face. Grahawk is frustrated by having failed Sandra's challenge. Come on, him. The test is not meant to be easy, even for the likes of you. I will tell you not to waste more of my time, but then my time is there for you to waste. So try again, now or whenever you so choose. Yes, I want to try it again immediately. You truly think that Imp can achieve something? We shall find out, I think. Yeah, I trust that Imp. But man, this is a tough challenge. Could have your talents once or gaining more enlightenment can give you an edge in Sandra's scribe trials. Oh, this one is really, really rough. Didn't get it. Oh, you dropped the ball and you killed me for it. Damn. They are so fast, man. Oh, I dropped it myself now. And I'm out of it. My God. Nope. I should be able to make it. There we go. Into the pie, into the pie. Nice. At last. 3 more times. I dropped the ball. They dropped the ball. And I dropped entirely. Good. Thank you for running into me like that. Drop the ball again. Two of them are down. I'm coming back up again. Oh! Nope. You dropped it. And I dropped myself. My god, this is so rough. Nope. Damnation. It's over again. This is by far the hardest trial I've faced, simply because they are so fast. I feel like that's pretty much the matter right now. If you are a fast character, you are good. 3 times the charm, right? You think that Im shall fare better than before? We soon shall see. Yeah, I'm not giving up on Tizo. He's going to make this, no matter what. Equipping different talismans or gaining more enlightenment can give you an edge in Sandra's scrap trials. I don't think I can even check them out before, right? I don't think I can. No, game is already started. Jump straight over me. And again. These guys are so jumpy, man. Drop the ball! Drop me. Okay, you know what? Let's try a different approach. Let's play this defensively. Nope. I need to jump into them. There's no way around it. Through it. Nope. This is so difficult. Nope. Straight over me. And over. My god. This is rough, man. Yes. I'm not giving up on this one. If nothing else, this will make me a better player in the long run. I hope. That's the idea, at least. Oh man, oh man, oh boy, oh man. Let's see it again. Dropped it. And dropped me. 2, 1. You dropped it, boy. No. Dropped it again. Drop me. He's going to grab the ball and fly straight into it. They are switching up so fast. Oh! I can't fly because if I fly, they just run below me. If I don't fly, damn. Then they just jump straight over me. It's one down. Nope. I'm at a loss here, guys. Dropped it. Where is it? All the way up in here. I'm down. And it's over. They take quite a long time to respawn, but so do I. I mean, it's 1 second every time. I can't banish them one after another. That's the last time I try it, otherwise I will postpone it for later. Because I want to progress with the story. But man, this is so rough. I can't believe it. The other challenges, they were rough as well, but they were beatable. This is just heresy right now. Got them all in one go. That's good. Take it. 2, 1. 1 goal. No, I'll be damned. He's making a run for it now. Good. No! I jumped instead of... I dashed instead of jumping there. That was a mistake. Damn. Yeah! Respawned just in time. Oh, he came back! But we made it. Only 2 more. This one. Dropped it. Got one of them. Ah! So close. I was jumping, but I was jumping a split second too late. Dropped it. Nope, I'm done. Yeah. No, yes! Only one more. Damn. It's bad. Dropped it. Damn. What are they doing? Got 2 of them. They got a score. Dropped it. Got them both. This should be it, right? Yes. Oh, 5 times the charm. Finally. This was so rough, man. Cree. Yeah, I am very happy for you too. Excited to have completed Senra's challenge and awaits her approval. A worthwhile effort, Imp. Your performance was sufficient and you passed my test. Your predecessor may well have approved. Thus, congratulations are in order to you and to your lovely reader. Now, farewell. I consider this a warning. I think that the upcoming rides are going to be a lot harder now. Oh, they were so fast and so jumpy. That was ridiculous. Hreek. You did good, man. Is happy to be back and wonders what it is that Senra granted me. Taking a closer look at the new artifact. Haupt's Wing. Flutter and zip abilities cost less stamina than usual. That's pretty good. Let's accept the reward. Oh boy. Where's Sandalwood? Where'd Sandalwood go? Let me go back in here. There he is. Oh, just look at that. I just noticed that. He actually sorted out the books here because they were just lying around earlier. There you are, my boy. There was something which I wanted to discuss with you in private. Wolfred stares at you rather intently, as if reaching out onto you. Then, here's the long-standing exile of the Night Rings who seeks more than his own freedom. You do know what it means to be a reader. Those such as we are not limited to reading pages from a book. Though your abilities in this I sense is nascent still. Mere flashes, uncontrollable. I see, as well now, that they haven't told you yet. Your friends. And that explains a lot. They haven't told you readers such as you cannot grow free. I had wondered why you would insist on pressing onward with this group, in light of this. The answer, then, was plain. You simply did not know or fully realize. They did not deceive you, by the way. There is no reason they would know themselves, other than Tariq, who shall not influence your thinking in such matters. Rather, I had expected, when at first we met, that you already knew the truth of this from having read the passage in the Book of Rites, which states it plain. Only those who shall conduct the rites first-hand shall walk the path towards enlightenment and become eligible to regain their freedom. Perhaps you have not gotten to that part just yet. Wolfred breaks free from you and looks at you again. Then he speaks to you as normal. It is plain that you are not in adequate condition to conduct the rites. and this group values you as reader. I wish only to ensure you understand what you are getting into here. Despite whatever hopes and dreams and promises might have been shared, I do not think the rites can help you to return, if that is what you had in mind. So, once again, I invite you to depart, and I will see to it that you are compensated. Do not misunderstand. If it is your wish to remain, then you are welcome. But this journey we are on, it has no guarantees. Not for you, nor any one of us. Do you understand? Wolfred indicates that readers such as you cannot go free through the rites. I probably don't care. At this point, I just want to hang out with my guys a bit more. The warning is of little consequence to you. You have always known those keen to warn against one course of action or another. None of it swayed you, and as ever, you shall forge your path. Also, I don't want to take for granted what he just said until I have found that passage myself. Trust but verify, and I don't even trust that guy yet. Very well, a lack of concern is fine with me, although I do not share your outlook, as long as yours is not a lack of understanding. Know that we have much at stake here in this anyway, much more than just a shot at going back into the Commonwealth, which cast us down here to begin with. It sounds like you intend to stick around, then we'll have lots more time to chat as we ascend the sacred mountain in the coming days. Until then, he strides out of the wagon then, leaving you with your thoughts. Yeah, say what you will, say what you might. I do not trust him. Tidying the wagon of Tiso. Is he going to come if I keep rattling his cooking tins? I don't think I've tried that out before, right? Doesn't seem to be the case. So Goodman's Crest. Some of these items actually do make them appear, but I want to see if that really is doing something for one of those that I haven't tried yet. Maybe this thing. There. The silver cudgel hat. Not doing it. Tiso's nest. That's a shame, man. Okay. Let's keep going then. Discuss the plan. Earlier, Wolfred called for a group meeting, presumably to reveal his plan in more detail. Instead, he revealed some bad news. Wait, what are you saying? What I'm saying, my boy, is that while you can indeed get yourself out of here, it can't be all of you at once. We earn our back one by one, or not at all. But I swore that we'd go free together. We may go free together, yet, but it's going to take time. This is only the first phase. You, Hadron, and the others exchange glances. I can already see where this game is going now. Probably, once we get to the last point of this journey, we are going to free 3 of them, and then we probably have to do it again with the remaining cast. Let me make this plainer for you still. Here's how the coming days are going to unfold. First, we're going to ascend Mount Alodio, there to the north. You may not think this wagon's fit for it, though rest assured it made the journey many times. Next, we'll pass through Scribe's Gate. Only the worthy passed through there, as your reader could attest. If he did not merely skim that chapter of the book, I probably did. It is said that the scribes themselves keep watch over Scribe's Gate. The judgment of the scribes determines who can cross and who is sent the fast way down. Afterwards, we shall reach the Fall of Solium and meet our adversaries in the rites. They are to be the Templars, led by the demon Ignarius. You'll know him when you see him. The Templar at the highest point of the downside exists to honor the 8 scribes. A mighty triumvirate that has been the closest rival of the Nightwings, led by the demon Ignarius, who is the notorious demon leader of one of the most feared triumvirates in the rites. Both you and they shall choose someone from your respective ranks. Then, once one of the triumvirate prevails, their somebody will be whisked home to the Commonwealth. Whisked home to the Commonwealth? Precisely. Once returned, our somebody is taken in and clothed and fully pardoned. The Commonwealth knows about all this. The same Commonwealth that says a sentence into exile is forever and freedom from the downside is impossible. Many of those details the scribes themselves wish to be kept secret. Former exiles and the leaders of the Commonwealth alike have good incentive to protect those secrets well. So then, what's it? We climb the mountain, someone goes back and everyone else stays. For most of those participating in the riots, yes, that's it. But I like your connotation, and indeed for us, that isn't it at all. If one of us returns, it shall be just a step along our path. However, let's let that sit for now. Gather your strength, we'll take again on our way up. Wolfred leaves the rest of you to consider what he said. You have time now for your vocations. At dawn, you shall begin your ascent of Mount Elodial. Yeah, I think the smart money is to study in private here. Also, I want to find that passage he was talking about. You excuse yourself from the others to go pore over the Book of Riots and its mysteries. Through great understanding comes the reader's influence. Let's get focused on which aspect of the Book of Riots. I think I want more I probably want more quickness in here. Yeah, let's take quickness. You concentrate on your knowledge of the 8 scribes and how together they compose the Book of Riots among their many feats. Inspiration comes to you in a flash, whether from the book or from within, you cannot tell. Celerity. All Nightwings gain quickness. Finish studying. Can go back into the wagon. Let's see if there's anyone who wants to talk. There is not. In that case, we continue the journey. And there is the road to Mount Elodial. He states that our ascent of Mount Elodial shall begin here. Yeah, man. Sandalwood really has been a bringer of mixed messages here. There's Mount Elodial. Where are we? There we are. Making our way up the mountain. Seems to be a pretty good trek. Here before you lies Mount Elodial, stretching far beyond your line of sight. Somewhere upon the mountain, this lies the only place from which you can escape the downside. Your companions gather around again before Wolfred, who stands tall as ever. Whether from the cold air or the subject now at hand, you sense tension in the air. Now then, you shall have many questions, no? After a lot of talking, so go on, ask away. But there's only silence. One question stands out in your mind, which you will refrain from asking yet. If only one of you is to go free at first, who shall it be? Go on now, don't be shy. Who's first? Questions. Why us? Why you indeed, madam? That I can explain. You have seen the sword you stand against as adversaries in the riots. What is it that they want, do you suppose? They want their freedom back, of course. They'll settle for it on the Commonwealth's own terms. They'll gain their freedom and some cushy new responsibilities. Perhaps then they'll have a hand in standing still more exiles here to join us. Think on it. The Commonwealth rose from the ashes of a fallen empire thanks to the efforts of the first exiles who escaped this place via the rites. It is the Commonwealth's first and proudest tradition to honor those ones who live to redeem their transgressions. They have a certain wisdom, do they not? But as for you, I have been looking for a certain set of dispositions for a good length of time. All I needed was for somebody appropriate to show up and to listen. So, I planted many little eyes and ears throughout this land, whispering hints of this, absurd as it may sound. Took someone with a certain fate and creativity to go for it. That someone proved to be Hedwin over there. He was tasked with seeking 2 trustworthy allies, an old buried dragon and a reader. He was invited to bring others for the ride, all different sorts. Gather enough help and he and his friends could be free. Long story, but you know much of the rest, so then why you? Because I have reason to believe you are not the sort to play right back into the Commonwealth's old hand. The rights, as you have seen, are quite exclusive. You are imposters in this little party. You could be the ones to break it up. Now then, more questions. Your head is beginning to spin. You can excuse yourself or I'll keep listening. Yeah, I want to keep listening. This is important. Your fellow exile's freedom seems to hinge on Wolfred's plan. You ought to consider his very word. Wolfred's explanations are a lot to take in, though you feel compelled to absorb as much as of what he is willing to tell you at this point. He prompts to further questions when Ojari raises her voice again. Hold, you mistook my meaning. I understand your plan. still wish to know why us? Why are we, among all others, chosen for this liberation rite? On a blooded moon at the fall of Solium, an exile from the prevailing triumvirate shall go free. The anointed champion then shall plunge into the skimmer pool and return in glory. It's a shimmer pool, not a skimmer pool. I'm mad. Ah, I see. Well, that is simple, really, madam. You are chosen, you are qualified, I should say, because, as the expression goes, 'tis what the scribes ordain. Though in this case, the expression is quite literally true. When the Eight created the rites, each one of them anointed certain other exiles to participate on their behalf. Exiles who showed some promise of redemption. The triumvirates they formed have stood the test of time, replenishing their numbers as their individuals moved on or passed on. You've met them as they are today. The accusers, the withdrawn, and so on. The accusers... A vindictive triumvirate that had conducted many liberation rites in the past, but seldom prevailed. Landel the Liar. I don't think I've met him before, right? The Withdrawn. Those were the Bog Dwellers. Yeah, I remember them. Those were the worshippers of Islac. The 8 scribes also formed a special group, against which all the others would be judged. That group they called the Nightwings. You bear their books, wear their masks and raiments. You need but show up to the rites, you see? The others erstwhile jockey for position, for a chance to take you on. Yeah, well, what if you don't? What if you don't show up? Then you would deny yourselves a chance at freedom. You deny it also to your adversaries. Victory means nothing in a common right then. Participation is all that matters. Not so, madam. Only the enlightened may regain their freedom. While failure can be an excellent teacher, the scribes do favor the victor. So you see, those who do not conduct the rites or do not prevail in them sufficiently, they may find themselves barred from the liberation rite. But these are technicalities. The Nightwings disbanded years ago. Since then, no one has gone free. Yet still the other triumvirates pressed on, with fleeting hope that one day you'd be back. It's been a heavy price to pay in all of this. Now, if you'll excuse me, we'll talk again some other time. Some murmured to themselves about all this as Wolfred takes his leave. Others reconnoiter pathways leading up to the mountain and present you with some options. Okay guys, I'll actually end the episode here, because that was, first of all, a lot to take in. And the episode in general is actually going on very, very long, and I have an appointment coming up, so I have to end it up here. But next time, I think we are getting close to the end of this first stage of the game. At least that's what it feels like. Stick with me guys, I'll see you in the next video. Until then, have the greatest of days.